Hi everyone, welcome back to Yoga on Ashley G Wellness. I'm Ashley. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a recorded class of a live class that I did with my online yoga students. We do this class every Wednesday on Zoom at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Phoenix. You're always welcome to come to these classes. If you ever want to come, there is a link in my bio and also in the description of the video. There's also a link to it on my website, ashleygwellness.com. If you ever want to come and you cannot afford the $10 that it costs, please feel free to send me a message or an email at ashleygwellness@gmail.com. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. This class is all about friend of the universe pose and getting into our hips, hammies, and side body. I hope you enjoy. Feel free to close your eyes or gaze at a point out in front of you. Take a moment to drop in and connect with your breath, body, mind, heart, spirit, any or all. And just take this moment to, as we move through practice, to give yourself permission to take breaks, do different modifications or variations, or skip things as needed. As a way of stepping into our practice, we'll sing the sound Om, A-U-M, one time. Feel free to sing along or listen. Take a full breath in. Exhale completely. Inhale again. Release your hands. Gently open your eyes. Let's begin in downward facing dog. Make sure your hands are shoulder distance. Index fingers point straight ahead. Reach your thighs back, heels toward the floor. Grow arms and legs longer. Let's take some slow, steady breaths here. Feel free to bend and straighten one knee at a time. Walk your dog, reaching one heel back, then the other. Maybe even swinging hips side to side, going into like a sideways dog, back and forth. Just moving at your own pace with your breath. Come back to neutral. Step or jump your feet to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, heart first, head last, face toward your shins. Inhale, stand up, stretch your arms all the way over your head. Then exhale, palms in front of your heart. Reach your arms all the way up. Interlace your fingers and extend your pointer finger, cross your thumbs. Crescent pose. Lean your hips to your left, torso to your right, pushing your hips just as much to that side as you lean your torso in the opposite direction. Then grow your bottom arm stronger and straighter so it's not drooping to the floor. Good. And just like with back bends, go ahead and come back up, lean to the other side. Just like with back bends, when we say to lengthen the spine before we bend, we do the same when we do forward folds and side body. So anytime we're bending the spine in any direction, lengthen first. Inhale, reach up. Bring your fingertips to the floor, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back, plank pose, top of a push-up. Then pull yourself forward, lower halfway down, Chaturanga. Inhale, either cobra or upward dog, straight arms or elbows bent, shoulders back, curl back. Downward dog, push back. Step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms in front of your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step or jump forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms in front of your heart. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Step or jump forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms in front of your heart. Mountain pose, arms by your side. Pull shoulders back. Lift up through your sternum. Breathe a couple of breaths. Root down into the ground. Okay, turn to face. Actually, you don't have to turn and face anywhere. I'll turn. Grab your right shin with your hands and then pull your knee up as high as you can without dipping your hips forward. Try to keep your pelvis neutral as if you were standing on two legs. Now bend your knee or pull your thigh a little bit more towards your rib cage. Again, trying to keep that neutral pelvis. Hold here a couple more breaths, pushing hands into shin, shin into hands. Switch. Grab your left shin. Go slow. And then slowly take your knee higher. Whatever capacity is best for you. Root down strongly through your standing leg as you lengthen through the top of your head. Lower your foot. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Place your right foot anywhere along the inner edge of your left leg as long as you're not pushing into your knee. Point your toes straight down, widen your knee to the side. Maybe join your palms either in front of your heart, or you can reach your arms over your head. Stretch tall. Notice the tendency for the hips to drop forward and your ribs to collapse back. Try to lengthen, lift, spine, side body, everything longer so that does not happen. Lower your hands. Lower your foot. Second side, take your left foot anywhere along the inner edge of your right leg. Push your foot and leg into each other. Widen your knee to the side, either palms in front of your heart or stretch up. Push down through your standing big toe. Don't hold your breath. Lower your hands. Lower your foot. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, hand to big toe poses. Grab your right big toe with your first two fingers and thumb. Slightly round your wrist. Point your knee straight up. Then kick your leg to or towards straight out in front of you. Push your standing thigh back. Lift your lower back in and up. Push through your big toe and pinky toe edges of both feet. Even use your right arm to pull up on your right leg. Do or don't take arm out to the side, left arm out to the left as you take right leg to the right. Keep rotating outer right hip down so your right hip does not hike up behind you. You could gaze at the wall to your left, more challenging. And sometimes it depends on the day. Maybe one day you're like, nope, balance is off, not gonna happen, no gazing to the side. Take your leg forward, lower your foot. Great, second side, grab your left big toe. Push foot into hand, hand and foot. Point knee up, kick leg forward, breathe. If you've had a particularly active day where you've been doing a lot of manual labor, your balance may very well be not what it usually is, not very good. And that's okay, that's normal. Open, leg to side. Go slowly, mindfully. Leg forward, lower your foot. All right, Garudasana. Take your right arm under your left arm. Either hold shoulders, join backs of hands or palms. Pull your elbows forward and down and lift up through your sternum. Bend your knees. Cross your right knee over your left knee. Squeeze shin to shin, maybe ankle to shin, or maybe hook your right foot behind your left calf. Lean your weight back into your heel. Really targeting getting those hips and hammies open first. Unbind, switch sides, left arm under, right arm over, pull your elbows forward and down, lift up through your sternum, bend your knees, cross left knee over your right. Squeeze in. Unbind. All right, come out, come onto the middle of your mat so you're facing the long edge and take a wide stance. Take your arms up toward the ceiling, clasp your fingers, extend pointer finger, cross your thumbs, turn your left toes in sharply, turn your right toes out. Square your hips over your right leg, tack your right hip back and your left hip forward. Bend your right knee, set your hips as low as you can while keeping your right knee above your ankle. Push more through your back leg, Visvamitrasana 1. Reach up, root deep. Now you could stay here in this variation if this is good enough, or clasp your left wrist with your right hand, pull up, push back through your left leg as you lean forward and to your right. Pull your ribs back as you do that. So you're creating this huge stretch on the left hip flexor area. Breathe here. Slowly come back up. Take your arms out for warrior 2. Turn your left toes straight off to the long edge of your mat, torso in that same direction. Point your right toes out. Sit a little deeper if you can. Try to get thigh toward parallel to the floor. Straighten your right leg. Turn your right toes in. Take your arms up. Interlace fingers, non-dominant clasp. Right toes in sharply, left toes all the way out. Square your hips. Bend your left knee. Virabhadrasana 1. Push through your back leg as you sit low. This back leg in both of these poses is actually super important for the peak pose Visvamitrasana because it's going to be doing the same thing where you're pushing weight into it, but it's going to be like one of the only two limbs supporting you as well. Maybe grab your right wrist, lean forward into your left, side stretch, hip flexor stretch. Warrior two, not super long holds, but still long enough. Widen left knee to the left, push through your back leg more, so you're taking some of that load out of your front leg. Some, not all. Straighten your left leg, turn your toes in, then bring your fingertips together in front of your heart, step or jump feet together for a moment, just take a break, wiggle your legs, bring fingertips in front of your heart, bend your knees, step or jump feet wide, arms wide. Prasarda Padottanasana, line up your feet, turn your heels a little wider than pinky toes, hands to hips. Tone thighs, lift kneecaps, lean hips back, torso forward, hands under your shoulders. Lean a little more weight into your big toe mounds as you push your hands down and back, feet down and forward. You could stay here or walk your hands further back between your feet. This time push hands down and forward, feet down and back as you fold heart first, head last, top of head toward the floor. Lengthen through your spine. Pull your shoulders away from the floor and onto your back. Widen your sitting bones apart. Push your outer feet down as you lift your inner arches up. On your next inhale, lengthen your spine. Place hands on hips, shoulders back, stand up. Arms wide to the side, triangle pose. Turn your right toes out. Lean hips to the left, torso to the right. Keep thighs and kneecaps lifting, toned. Right hand to shin, ankle, or the floor under your right shoulder. Turn as sideways as possible. Torso directly above your right leg and foot. You could turn your gaze upward. That's the classical form. It actually aids in strengthening your sternocleidomastoid muscle on the left side, but also stretching some of those neck muscles as well. Extended side angle pose. Bend your right knee above your right ankle, either right forearm to thigh or right hand outside your foot. Extend your left arm beyond your ear. Push through your back foot, reach through your left arm, pull your ribs back and twist more open toward the ceiling. Lift your chin and turn your gaze toward your left palm if you can. Unfurrow your forehead. Next inhale, slowly stand back up. Turn your right toes in, left toes out. Tone thighs, lift kneecaps. Lean your hips to your right, torso to your left. Left hand to shin, ankle, or the floor, or block. Turn toward the ceiling. Reach arms, legs longer. Maybe lift your chin, look up. Bend your left knee, extended side angle, left hand under your shoulder, right arm beyond your ear. Push through your back leg, pull your ribs back, twist more toward the ceiling. Lift your chin, gaze toward your palm, or wherever feels best for your neck. Remember that back leg, keep pressing strength through it. Inhale, come back up. Turn your left toes in, fingertips in front of your heart. Bend your knees, step or jump feet together, arms by your side. Come into downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths here. Stretch the backs of your legs. Stretch your arms longer. Rib cage toward your spine. Bring your feet together. Step your right foot outside your right hand. Lower your left knee to the floor for twisted monkey. Turn your right toes out. Left hand forward and out. Right hand to right thigh. Twist to your right. Push through your left arm so your shoulder is not collapsing. And then from here, lift your right arm up, reach back, grab your foot. Pull your heel and outer left hip toward each other as you twist. Lift through your sternum. Pull your shoulders back. Throat back, head back. Lower your foot. Half Hanuman. Walk your right foot to the front midline of your mat. Walk your hands back. Slide your left knee back a few more inches and lift your right toes off the floor. And then fold over your right leg. Feel free to walk your hands more forward as you round your spine. Skandasana. Bend your right knee. So you're going to slide forward, turn your right toes in slightly, turn your left heel to the floor so your left toes point up, side lunge to your right. And then maybe feel free to keep hands on the floor if that helps you. Feel free to take your palms in front of your heart if your right heel is down. Lengthen through your spine. Push your left heel down and toward you to keep the back of your leg stronger. Good. Great. Place your hands back to the floor. Push down to lift your hips. Turn back to that lunge shape. But then take your left shin to point straight back to the wall at your right. And then stand up on your left knee. Turn your right toes in until your whole foot comes to the floor. Checking my microphone. All right, now from here, take your right hand to your right thigh. Lift your left arm straight up. And then start to turn, so you're twisting towards your left, and then lean to your right. So you're getting this big side body stretch as you push through your legs, especially your left knee, and maybe go a little deeper. Now, you have the option to stay in this variation, which is one we do pretty often, or point your right palm up. Lean a little bit more to your right. You might have to give up a little side bend to place your palms together. Once your palms are together, if they are, try to turn open again and maybe try to look up past your armpit. It looks way more satisfying in the images than it actually feels at this point. Good. Slowly come back up. Ooh. Great. All right, downward dog. Take your left foot forward outside your left hand. Lower your right knee. Turn your left toes out. Right hand forward and to the right. Left hand to the left thigh, twist. Reach left arm up, reach back, twisted monkey. Grab your foot, pull heel and hip toward each other. Lift through your sternum, move your shoulders back, throat back, curl back. Half Hanuman, Ardha Hanumanasana. Walk your right knee back a few inches, left leg to the front midline. Whenever you're ready, fold over your left leg. Slow, mindful movements as you move through the practice. Skandasana. Bend your left knee, slide forward, turn your left toes in, right heel down, right toes up, and then lean back onto your heel if you can. Maybe join your palms in front of your heart, lengthen through the top of your head. Breathe here. Lower your hands to the floor, surround your left foot, come back through center, and then turn your right shin to the wall behind you. Stand up on your leg, turn your left toes in, reach your right arm up, twist to the right, left hand to thigh, lean to your left, trying to keep as much of that turning toward the ceiling as you can. First, be here for a couple of breaths, pushing through your legs, lengthening through your spine, lift your chin, get everything in one line. Do or don't, flip your left palm up, and then lean to the side as far as you can. Give up a little side bend. Maybe join your palms, and then return open. Inhale, come back up. And lower your left knee to the floor. All right, downward dog. We're just gonna keep progressing closer to the shape of the pose. Step your right foot outside your right hand. Take your back heel to the floor. Then take your right arm under your right leg. Some people find it helps them to take their arm under their leg with their back heel up first. And if that is you, feel free to do that. And then lower your back knee down, or back foot, not knee. And then take your right hand outside your right foot with your shoulder under your thigh. Left hand to your left hip. Push your shoulder and leg into each other as you turn toward the ceiling. Down side angle, reach your left arm up, point your palm back, reach your arms back, bend your elbows, maybe clasp your hands behind your right hip. And then as you do this, push your hips slightly toward the left side of your mat, lift your chest and your head toward the top of your mat, and then move your torso back toward the right side of your mat. Downward dog, nice long hold. Left leg outside your left hand. Maybe right heel up or down first to take your left shoulder underneath you. Then take your right heel down, left hand to the floor outside your foot. Twist open, right arm up, shoulder and a knee, knee and a shoulder. Twist open, point your right palm back, reach your left arm back, bend your elbows, grab your fingers, push hips toward the right side of your mat, torso toward the left side of your mat, head, chest toward the top of your mat. Push through your back foot, breathe. Downward dog. Sideways plank. Feel free to take your right knee down, left foot behind you, and lift your left arm up for that variation. Or stack your ankles. Push through your bottom arm. Your bottom arm needs to be slightly angled out away from you. That way you have more support in your shoulder joint. Don't collapse into your shoulder, of course. Push your arm longer. Lower your left hand, switch sides. Left heel, left outer foot down, right arm up. Push through your feet, lift your hips, reach through your arms. Right hand down. All right, you have the option to do Visvamitrasana, which is grabbing the foot. So it's just like you did standing. Grab your big toe with your left hand, reach your left leg forward, push through your right arm and right leg as you lift your left leg up, lift your hips up, try to turn open toward the ceiling. Wild thing, step back, hips up, curl back, reach. Then downward dog to flip to the other side. Come on to your left side. Right arm up, always feel free to just do side plank, it's totally cool. Grab your right big toe, kick your leg forward, push through your left arm and left leg as you lift your hips and open your right leg toward the ceiling. Tailbone forward, shoulders back, maybe look up. Wild thing, step back, curl back. Downward dog. Okay. Child's pose for a minute. Not a whole minute, metaphorical minute. You're going to come all the way down onto your belly. Dhanurasana, bend your knees, reach back, grab your feet. Push feet into hands, hands into feet, pull your shoulders back, kick your feet up, knees off the floor if you can. Feel free to rock forward and back. And breathe here. All right, lower down. Push up. And then flip over to Dandasana, so your legs are straight out in front of you. Then take your left knee to your left, Janu Shirshasana. First, fold over your right leg, grab your shin, ankle, or foot with one or both of your hands as you fold forward, forehead to or toward your knee. I really like to hold my foot with my left hand and then widen my left elbow to the left and then push through my elbow, and that gives me this extra stretch along my outer left armpit in the top of my outer left ribs. You may or may not like that. Next inhale, lengthen your spine, slowly sit up. Turn towards your left knee, right hand to your left knee, left hand behind you, stay long in your spine. Twist as much as you can to your left. Lift your left arm up. It's just like Gatekeeper Parigasana that we did on our knees earlier. Lean to your right as you keep twisting to the left. You could stay here, support yourself with your right hand or forearm on the floor inside your leg, or keep twisting and then lean all the way side to thigh. Some of you might be able to make it all the way down. If you can, lean a little bit more inside your leg, crawl your fingers out to the left, and then lean back into your right thigh and grab your outer foot with your left hand. And you might be able to stay here, maybe turn open and take the back of your head close to your knee. Maybe add your right hand to your inner foot, palm pointing up, thumbs and index fingers connected, not webbed. Parivrtta Janu Shirshasana. Broaden your elbows apart if you have your foot. Reach through your top arm if you do not have your foot. Inhale, come back up. Ooh-wee. That is also a similar shape to the pose we're getting to. Take your right knee to the right. Turn to your left leg and slowly take yourself down to your left leg. Forehead toward your knee. Maybe let your right elbow widen and push through your right elbow as you fold for that extra stretch there. Sorry about my dog. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Slowly sit back up. Turn to your right, twist. Gaze beyond your right shoulder. Reach your right arm up. Lean to your left. Go as deep as you'd like. Maybe go all the way side to thigh. Maybe grab your foot. Inhale, slowly come back up. All right. So now we got downward dog. Durgi, stop. All right, from downward dog, we're gonna take our right knee down first. Take left leg to the left or behind your right foot, and then take your left arm straight up again, just like that one variation of side plank. Turn your right shin straight back toward the wall behind you and try to stand up, still facing sideways. Whoa. Yeah. Now turn your left toes out, Bend your left knee. Take your left arm under your left leg. Yep. Left hand outside your left foot. Now from here, keeping your right knee down, take your right hand to the outer edge of your left foot. Push through your left arm so your left arm is straight and pull your left heel toward your left hip. Pull your left shoulder back. Now you could stay here or start to push your butt back as you kick your left leg straighter, and then tuck your head under your right arm and then turn yourself open toward the ceiling. This is baby Visvamitrasana. Kick through your foot, be where you are. Feel free to go anywhere along the way and stay. I guess somebody dropped off a package. Bend your knee. Lower your foot. All right. Then turn all the way back to downward dog. Lower your left knee. Take your right foot behind your left foot. Left hand slightly out in front for that side plank variation. Now push through your left knee and your right foot and try to stand up. Oh, I forgot to tell you, turn your shin backward. That's okay. Turn your right toes out, bend your knee. Just made it a little harder. Take your right arm under your right leg. Right shoulder underneath your leg as far as you can. Right hand outside your right foot. And from here, left hand to your right outer foot from over the top. Push through your right arm as you pull your heel toward your hip. Then kick your hips back, foot forward, head under your arm, twist, open, push arms and leg longer. Even if you can only get to this variation or somewhere along the way, it's still a really great variation to work the pose. Gives you a lot of the same benefits. Go ahead and come out and then turn back to downward dog. All right, lower your knees. So the next one is the big one. So we're gonna start by just stepping our right foot forward and taking right shoulder under your right leg. From here, take your right hand outside your right foot. You can start in the same way, or you can turn your left foot straight back, curl your toes under, lift your knee up. And then take your inner foot down, stamp your whole back foot down so it's like you're standing on the floor. Push your right hand down. Now clamp your right heel toward your hip, keeping your knee on your shoulder, and lean a little bit into your right hand. Take your left hand to your right foot. This might be where you stop. Stay here, push your right arm longer, kick your right leg forward, hips back, tuck your head under your left arm. Then push your hips forward, turn toward the ceiling. Try to get your right leg parallel to the floor and hold. If you fall out, let go of your foot, of course. Bend your knee, lower your foot. Great. It's like a slingshot. Come back through down dog. Lower your knees. Left foot outside, left hand. So again, left shoulder under your left knee. Get as far underneath as you can, left hand outside your left foot. Again, you could turn and do the baby version or curl your back toes under, lift your knee. Back heel down. Clamp your left heel toward your hip. Lean into your left hand, push your left arm stronger, longer. Grab your left foot with your right hand. Kick your hips back. Leg forward, head under your arm. And then start to try to turn open. And then lower down. All right, child's pose. Forehead, tip of nose on the floor. Relax everything. You could do the variation, which would be really nice right now, to take your arms by your side, shoulders on your knees, and rest. Slow your breathing. Place your hands by your ears. Move your shoulders back. Slowly sit up. Then come all the way down onto your belly. Do some nice little shoulder stretches before we take Savasana. Take your hands next to your chest like you would for Cobra, but take your left arm straight off to the left. Push through your palm, roll to your left side, stack your hips. Feel free to add the legs, lift your right leg, bend your knee, step your foot behind you. Do or don't lower your head to the floor. Slowly untwist. Right arm to the right. Roll onto your right side. One of these days I'm going to accidentally knock this screen behind me over and it'll be really funny. Feel free to do the legs or don't. Slowly roll out. Similar, just a little different. Bend your left elbow at a 90-degree angle so your left elbow is directly behind your left wrist. And then lean your left wrist and elbow a little more to the left as you roll onto your left hip. For this one, you can either just keep legs stacked or keeping your top leg straight, just reach your right leg back behind you and maybe put it on the floor without stacking your hips. If that's too much, just go back. You could even just hover your foot rather than taking it all the way down. Slowly come back. Switch sides. Right elbow to the right. Lean a little more to the right and roll onto your right hip. Feel free to step your back foot behind you more. Slowly roll back to center. I'm going to do a Dhanurasana again. Bend your knees, reach back, grab your feet. Push your feet and hands into each other. Kick back, kick up. Push down through your tailbone. Lower all the way down. Backward windshield wipers, let your knees go or your feet go side to side. Roll onto your back. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Take your arms out like cactus arms and just let your knees drop over to your left. Feel free to stay here or hook your left foot to your right thigh. Push foot and leg into each other. You could stay here, reach your right arm up and grab your right wrist and pull in opposite directions. Unhook your foot, unhook your wrist, come back up, hips to center, and let your knees go to your right. Hook your foot over your thigh. Maybe grab your left wrist with your right hand and pull up. Slowly come back up, hips to center. Take your right ankle over your left knee. Push your hips a little to your right, and then take your legs over to your left so the sole of your right foot lands on the floor. And then just push your right ankle and left knee into each other to point your right knee more up and your right hip more toward your left heel. And just breathe here. Switch sides, come back up, hips to center, left ankle over your right knee. Scoot your hips a little left, and then let your legs come to the right. Push foot into leg, leg into foot. Come back up, hips to center. Happy baby, grab your outer feet. Push your feet and hands into each other. Widen your knees to the sides, gently rock side to side. Wrap your arms around your legs. Recline child's pose. Feel free to grab your hands or your forearms or elbows. Maybe keep rocking side to side or be still. And slowly come into Savasana. Feel free to rest on your back, your belly, side, or in any other position that feels best for you.